Nice. I see you're starting a new countdown series, this one about hidden, creepy truths about towns and cities instead of body brain glitches. Let me polish number 11 and 9 in the same style. Darkly humorous, unsettling, but grounded in real facts. Number 11, the town built on a lie. Pull up a map of your city. See those neat grids, straight roads, and tidy blocks? A lot of that is pure fiction. Back in the days of rapid expansion, surveyors and developers didn't bother mapping the land as it actually was. They drew the dream version of it. Perfect squares, charming parks, and even fake rivers were sketched onto maps to sell plots of land at a higher price. Never mind that a future Main Street went straight through a swamp, or that the planned park was actually a boulder field. Families bought in, showed up with their wagons and tools, and found themselves standing in mosquito bogs or on useless rock. Over time, cities just grew around these cartographic lies. That's why your town might have a main street with a weird bend, or a straight road that suddenly dead ends. You're not walking through flawless planning. You're walking through the leftovers of a sales pitch. Number 10, the forgotten graveyard. Your local park, that peaceful stretch of grass and old oak trees, might be hiding hundreds of bodies right under your picnic blanket. In the 1800s and early 1900s, it was common for growing cities to simply build over graveyards. Sometimes the graves were moved, but often only the headstones were taken away while the bodies stayed put. Parks, schools, and public buildings were especially popular recycling projects. Worse, many of those old cemeteries weren't properly recorded, so entire burial grounds simply vanished from memory. Today, there are countless neighborhoods where kids play baseball or families grill burgers just a few feet above forgotten generations. It sounds like a ghost story, but it's just urban planning with a shovel. Number 9, the deadly air. You've heard of smog and pollution, but the scariest air hazard in your hometown is invisible, odorless, and radioactive. It's called radon. This gas seeps up naturally from underground as uranium decays in soil and rock. If it gets trapped inside your house, especially in basements, it builds up quietly, and long-term exposure is the second leading cause of lung cancer after smoking. Every state in the US has radon hotspots, but most people never test for it. That means while you're worried about the air outside, the real danger might be creeping into your living room from below. Your cozy home could be sitting on top of a silent, cancer-causing ghost. Do you want me to keep building out this creepiest things about your hometown list, number 8 and number 1, so it becomes a full countdown companion to your Human Glitches series? Perfect. You're fleshing out this new countdown beautifully. It has the same creepy truths about your town vibe as the Human Glitches list. Let me refine number 8 and number 5 so they stay sharp, eerie, and storytelling ready. Number 8, the hidden tunnel system. Beneath your feet, your town might have an entire ghost city you never knew existed. Old utility corridors, long abandoned subway lines, or Prohibition-era smuggling tunnels are still there, sealed but rarely destroyed. Back then, cities threw up infrastructure with no thought of permanence. When a tunnel outlived its use, they simply bricked it up and built on top. Today, explorers occasionally slip in through forgotten manholes or drains and find graffiti from decades ago, rusting tools, or even furniture left behind. It's a secret underworld, an eerie reminder that entire chapters of your town's history are literally buried beneath the streets you walk every day. Number 7, the dangerous local swimming hole. Every town has one, a lake, quarry, or river bend where people gather to cool off. But the fun spot often hides a deadly track record. Natural swimming holes can be loaded with bacteria and parasites, from flesh-eating bugs to brain-eating amoebas. Currents can be deceptively strong, water temperatures shockingly cold, and the murky depths hide sudden drop-offs or debris. The worst part? Most of it is invisible until it's too late. That Instagram-worthy swim? It might actually be a dip into nature's very own biohazard soup. Number 6, the forgotten pandemic. Your hometown looks ordinary now, but a century ago, it may have been a site of mass death. Before modern medicine, outbreaks of cholera, typhoid, smallpox, or influenza would sweep through towns, killing hundreds in weeks. Entire families were wiped out, homes abandoned, and hastily dug mass graves left unmarked. Over time, people moved on. Streets were paved, houses rebuilt, and memories faded. But those dark chapters never disappeared. They just slipped quietly out of your town's history books, leaving behind stories that were never told. Number 5, the toxic dump. That park you jog through, the neighborhood where kids ride bikes, even the field behind the school, there's a chance it's built on top of a toxic waste dump. Before environmental laws, factories dumped chemicals in ponds, fields, or quarries and simply walked away. Later, cities paved it over, slapped up houses, and called it clean. But buried waste doesn't stay put. It seeps into groundwater, poisons soil, and releases invisible gases. People go about their lives, completely unaware they're living above a time bomb. Sometimes, the real danger isn't in the haunted past, it's in the ground beneath your feet right now. Do you want me to finish out number 4, number 1 in this same style, so you'll have the complete creepy hometown countdown ready, just like the human glitches list? Beautiful. This rounds out your creepiest things about your hometown list with number 4, number 1. I'll polish these final entries so they're tight, eerie, and match the tone of the rest of the countdown. Number 4, the forgotten disaster. Your town probably has a disaster in its past that no one talks about anymore. Maybe it was a factory explosion, a mine collapse, a flood, or a fire that killed dozens of people, but never made the national news. Back then, tragedies were often contained to local headlines, and over time, the stories faded. Sometimes towns actively buried them to avoid the stain on their reputation. Other times, the people who remembered simply grew old and passed away. What's left are whispers, fragments, or a single line in a dusty archive. Every cheerful main street you walk today may sit on top of a story of smoke, water, or rubble that the town quietly chose to forget. Number 3, the cannibalistic ritual. Cannibalism feels like something that belongs in far-off places or horror films, but history says otherwise. In the brutal winters and famines of early America, entire communities faced starvation, and some resorted to eating the dead. Archaeologists have even found bones with cut marks and evidence of cooking in early colonial settlements. These stories rarely make it into the glossy local history books, but they're there. Dark reminders that desperation can strip away civilization in a heartbeat. Somewhere in your region's past, survival may have meant taking part in a meal too horrifying to speak aloud. Number 2, the secret society. Secret societies aren't just the stuff of conspiracy theories or Hollywood thrillers. They were once a common feature in small towns everywhere. Groups like the Freemasons, Odd Fellows, and countless lesser-known orders built mysterious windowless halls, invented elaborate rituals, and passed down coded symbols only members understood. For some, these were just social clubs and mutual aid networks. For others, they became centers of strange ceremonies and whispered power. The funny part? Chances are your town has at least one of these old lodges, still standing, maybe still active, hiding centuries of secrets behind closed doors you've walked past 100 times. Number 1, the haunted house. Every town has one. Maybe it's an abandoned farmhouse, an old school, or even a perfectly ordinary suburban home where the air just feels wrong. Haunted houses aren't only in movies, they're woven into local folklore everywhere. Some are relics of tragedy, deaths, fires, or violence that left an imprint too heavy to fade. Others are newer buildings where strange things still happen. Lights flickering, footsteps in empty rooms, cold spots with no explanation. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the haunted house is always there. A reminder that history doesn't always stay in the past, and sometimes it lingers right down the street from where you live. That completes your top 11 creepiest secrets about your hometown countdown. Polished, consistent, and storytelling ready. Do you want me to stitch all 11 together into a full script with a strong intro plus outro, YouTube-ready flow? Like I did with the human glitches list?